don't know who Elliot Randall is, he was part of Steely Dan, the Doobie Brothers. Phil Palmer, who worked with Eric Clapton, Bob Dylan and Robbie Williams. And, of course, a gentleman who's been on my show, Peter Howarth.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it works really well. It's a lovely album, and I think people should get it. We'll be playing a couple more tracks later on as we go through. In fact, let's take a break and we'll play another track. It's one of my favourites. I'll play it now, and then perhaps you can talk about it after we've heard it. It's called Radio Years.
Well, I try hard to remember, but where do I begin? It's something deep inside you, it's underneath the skin. And I've tried my best to shake it, but it never goes away. And though I might never make it, I'll know on the way I gave it all and got back up after each fall. Had my share of pretty women, but that all had to end when I came to the conclusion I've only got one friend. It's the longest love affair there's ever gonna be, and when I'm gone she'll get going, there'll be more after me. Turn her on when the DJ's got a song. Give me music from the rafters, give me songs and souvenirs, give me dancing in the aisles, keep me smiling through these tears. Tell me we can be together, but it's not as it appears. Give me wall-to-wall vision, but the radio years made the man I wanna be. And I'm always right beside her, though she flirts with everyone, from Jackson to Sinatra and those kids at #1. And she's always a temptation, she never lets me down. If I wake up she'll be willing to take me to town. Rock and roll, yeah, she's the devil in my soul. Give me music from the rafters, give me songs and souvenirs, give me dancing in the aisles, keep me smiling through these tears. Tell me we can be together, I switch off, she disappears. Give me wall-to-wall vision, but the radio years made the man I wanna be. Songs and souvenirs, give me dancing in the aisles, keep me smiling through these tears. Tell me we can be together, but she's not as she appears. Give me wall-to-wall vision, but the radio years made the man I wanna be. Yeah, keep your high definition, 'cause the radio made the man I wanna be.
Hi, I'm Jimmy James Jones, and I am the host of Spotlight, Milton Keynes' largest prize talent search brought to you by New Money Entertainment. We've been looking for the best musical talent in Milton Keynes and the surrounding areas since July last year. From hundreds of submissions, we now have 8 semi-finalists, and we are now putting the fans in control. It's over to you, the listener, to choose who your favourite performer is by placing your vote on the artist profile page. Just search for New Money Presents Spotlight or go online to newmoneyrecordings.com. The top 4 most voted will be going on to perform at the live £5,000 grand final in August with Rising Stars and X Factor finalist Rough Copy. Voting closes in June 2015, so be sure to show your support.
Okay, that was Radio Years from Michael Armstrong from his album. Michael, tell us a little bit about that Radio Years. I love it because of what it means to me.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how it came about, to be honest. It was a gift from Santa, that song. It was not one of the songs that I told you I sent all these songs to Keith. It wasn't one of those songs. It wasn't written. It was the last song that was written for the album. I actually wrote it on Christmas Day. And a couple of years ago, and the kids had opened their presents, got up at the crack of dawn, opened their presents, and then they'd gone off to get showered and ready because they wanted to go around to the next relative's house to get more presents, as kids do. So I had that little half-hour gap where I had some peace by myself, and I just sat at the piano and I came up with a chord to that, and it was originally a Christmas song. It was at that period, obviously, what I'd been hearing on the radio was all your usual Slades and your Pogues, and you're Shaky and all those sort of Christmas songs, and I thought to myself, I could do a bit of this Christmas song lark, get played every year. So I come up with this Christmas song, which was basically the melody as you hear it, but completely different words. And I completely wrote it, and I sent it off to Keith and said, "What do you think of this?" And he said to me, "Mike, I think it's a really, really great song." He said, "It's got a great melody." He said, "But it is not a Christmas song." Because what I'd done, I'd made a nice cheery chorus, but the verses in my own typical style were really quite miserable. And he said, in Christmas songs, everyone's got to be happy and smiling. People will be slitting their wrists, sort of thing, listening to this. So he said, "You need to go away and rewrite it," which is a tough thing to do when you've completely written the song. So I would go, sit there every day trying to work out what's this going to be about. And Keith had said to me, it's got such a great tune, it really could be a radio track. And I thought, I know, I'll write it about the radio. And so it kind of become an autobiographical love song to the wireless, is what I describe it as. But the verses kind of make out that I'm singing to my mistress. And when you get to the chorus, you kind of find out that my mistress is actually music, and it's the radio, and that's true. So that's where that one came from,
Yeah, there's one other track I'm going to have to talk to you about. We're not going to have time probably to play it today. It's called Iris, and it has a particular connection with the local area to us.
Yep.
Tell us about it, and I'll sort of fill in the people about the local connection, I suppose.
Yeah, well, Iris, the song Iris is that's actually that is the oldest song on the album. I think I wrote that when I was about 19 years old, 18 or 19. Mm-hmm. And it's about a lady called Iris Bentley, whose brother Derek was unjustly hung in the 50s over the murder of a shooting of a police officer. He didn't pull the trigger, but he was there. And there was a film about it called Let Him Have It with Christopher Eccleston, and I think various other songwriters have written songs about it. But I was aware of the story because it was local to where I grew up. I think the incident happened in Croydon, and I grew up in Mitcham originally. And so I knew of the story, and family, friends claimed to have known them and things like that. And I came home from school one day and put the news on, and it was the news that Iris Bentley's latest attempt to get her brother's name pardoned had been refused, or he was given a partial pardon, but not a full pardon. And she was on the news, and I just sat down and listened. I think I wrote the song in a half hour, having listened to it, and it became kind of more poignant because I think 3 or 4 months later she actually died. Within a week of her dying, they gave him a full pardon after she kind of campaigned her entire life to get this pardon. They wait until she died, which is great British fashion, isn't it?
Yeah, typical, isn't it? After the horse has gone, we shut the stable door. I mean, we mentioned Paul McCartney a little while ago. You've got maybe I'm Amazed on the thing. Is particular reason you like that track particularly more than any of the other McCartney? Because he's written...
he's written so many fantastic
I know, exactly.
songs, but that's got to be up there with the best. I guess the reason it's on there is that it's one of the ones that I've been playing live. I mean, as a songwriter, I didn't necessarily want any covers on the album. You want your own songs on it, and as I said to you, I've got enough of them that I could have filled it out. But again, and I think my manager Lisa and Keith, the producer, said, "No, you should have a couple of covers on there, but you've got to make them your own." And I think they were right. I'm glad I did. And maybe I'm Amazed, as I said, was one that I was playing live, and Keith kind of came up with the idea of putting the orchestra behind it and slowing it right down and making it this making the lyrics really stand out, because McCartney's version is a real screamer.
Yeah.
And which is great, I love it. But this one, if you listen to the words, it's just a brilliant love song to Linda, is what it was written as. And I think that aspect of it comes across.
Yeah, I mean, he's
probably a bit more powerfully in my version.
Yeah, he's a great songwriter. He's also a great performer. I've had the pleasure of seeing him live. He's a great performer. He gets criticised a lot, but he's still I had the pleasure of seeing him. It was quite a while ago. It was when Linda was still with us, and they were playing at Wembley, and that was a sensational show. It was Wings time, and or just after Wings, I believe it was. Great performer. Have you ever actually met him?
I have, yes. I was probably one of the greatest moments of my life to date, I think. Yeah, as I explained to you, he was the reason I wanted to play the guitar, play the piano, and write songs. I thought maybe one day if I got good enough, I would be able to meet my hero. And yeah, it came true in 2012, and I met him at Buckingham Palace, of all places, as you do.
Yep.
It was actually the Queen's Jubilee concert, and I was there working with another artist. And it was just, I watched him sound check, and he was hanging around, and he actually came over to me and introduced himself. Hi, I'm Paul. I was like, he could obviously see me looking longingly at him. And he was a true gentleman, and, they say you shouldn't meet your heroes, but he was everything I could have wanted him to be, and he let me hang out with him really for the weekend, which was fantastic. And then, of course, there's the great moment at the finale of the concert when I kind of told my friends and family that if there was any way I could get on the stage and sing with McCartney, that I would do that. Only joking, of course. But when the moment came, I thought, why not? So I was standing backstage, and McCartney went into Obla di Obladar with his band. And it was at that point that all the ensemble cast of the day walked on, so everyone else who'd appeared came on to join in the chorus. Onto the stage walked Gary Barlow and Elton John and Stevie Wonder and Robbie Williams and Kylie Minogue and all these people, and I was standing backstage as they were walking past me trying to think, when can I walk out on stage and join him and not stand out like a sore thumb. And I thought I'd missed my opportunity until the very last act onto the stage with the military wives, and there were about 30 of them all dressed in black, and I thought, now's my chance. So I joined the military wives, and I marched out onto the stage, and I sang not just with Paul McCartney but with Elton John, Stevie Wonder, and the whole cast of people, which is absolutely fantastic, and one of the great moments of my life. I'm so glad I've done it. And all was well until the song actually finished, and I thought, I'm in trouble now. And sure enough, about 20 seconds later, they brought the Queen of England onto the stage, and I was introduced to her as one of the military wives.
How did you get out of that one, I wonder?
She smiled and shook my hand and didn't bat an eyelid. She said, ever the professional with Her Majesty.
She probably thought you were Elton John. No, I'm joking. I mean, I say I've seen you playing with Peter, but you're later in the year touring with another legend.
Yeah.
I think the tour starts, I believe, in September. I think it's the 9th of September you're opening.
All right, yeah.
But you're coming to the area. You're coming to the stables.
Fantastic.
And and the gentleman you're playing with is Leo Sayer.
Yeah.
I think it's Sunday, the 27th of September. I can't even read my own writing.
You're right, yes.
And, I mean, Leo's been around for many, many, many years, hasn't he? And it must be great playing with somebody like that again.
Oh, I mean, it's going to be... I can't wait. I mean, what a thrill. I mean, I'm a big fan of Leo's. Grew up listening to him and got his albums at home. So when the opportunity to do this came up, I couldn't believe my luck, really. It's just... it can be better. I mean, it's a big tour. It's 25 dates in the space of about 32 days, I think. So it's full on. It's going to be a lot of fun, but I think it's going to be good because I think that Leo's audience will appreciate my music and my songs and stories because they're not that dissimilar. So it's going to be a good match, and yeah, I couldn't be more looking forward to it.
I think it's going to be a great show. I'm actually hoping to get along myself that Sunday.
Oh, great.
To see you. I'm hoping so. Anyhow, you never know between now and September. I never know what I'm doing half the time. So my life's a bit of a whirlwind. 25 dates in 25 days is about the average for me. So, so are we going to play your new single in a few minutes?
Yeah.
It's called The Contented Man, These Halcyon Days.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. You've got Ed Barker on that one, the saxophone player.
Yeah, Ed plays with me on that one. Yeah, he plays up on I think 4 or 5 tracks on the album. fabulous player. Yeah.